Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Workplace Wellness Buffet. I'm going to hand you over now to Sarah-Jayne Juniper, who's going to take us through your guide to a healthy life balance.
Thank you. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining me. So a little bit about me. I am a holistic mind coach and my background is psychology and neuroscience. I'm obsessed with the brain and challenging habits and behaviours that no longer serve us. And by letting them go, we can then achieve our desired goals. My background is education, and through travelling the world, I have realised that if you can take control and connect with yourself, your others and your surroundings, you then can find balance, and that enables you to grow. So if you have any questions, just shout them out. All is good. So today, the aim is to go on an explorative journey, just to kind of see where you are at currently. And it's important to remember that that changes daily throughout the day. But we take a holistic approach because life is one whole, it's not in fragments, but it's easier for us to manage if we can break it down into different areas of our life. So before we continue, I just want to bring awareness to what self-awareness actually is, and it helps us focus on ourselves and then put things into action. And self-awareness for me enables us to connect with our values, understand our behavior, and then it changes our perspective of the world around us, which is crazy because we all look at life in a completely different way. And as we start understanding that, you can start taking control of you and your happiness and your well-being. So before I continue, I want us to just take a moment and just do a small, short meditation. So if you feel comfortable, you can lower your gaze or close your eyes and just connect your feet to the ground. And just take a nice deep breath through the nose and allow a huge sigh out of your mouth. Now, no one can hear you, so make the noises. And I want you to do that just a couple of times, really connecting your feet to the ground, feeling the seat that you are sitting on, through the nose, and a big sigh out. And I now want you to place your hands on your stomach and feel the breath going down into your stomach. Now I want you to start counting in for a count of 5. Hold your breath for a count of 5 and release out for 5. I want you to do this process through your nose. In for 5. Hold for 5. And out for 5. And allow those thoughts to pass in and out of your mind, accepting what they're saying and then letting them go. In for 5. Hold for 5. Out for 5. As you're doing this breathing, just think about how you want your day to continue. In. And as you're ready, slowly bring your attention back to the room and open your eyes. Amazing. How are you all feeling? You can take your microphones off if you like. Thumbs up. Amazing. Okay, so to bring balance into our lives, there are 12 key areas that Vishen had come up with. And he believes that they influence your happiness and your productivity. And of course, we're looking at workplace, but we also need to find balance in our personal and everyday lives. So the 12 areas of life balance enable us to work on our flow and provide direction, which overall then provides fulfillment in your life. And that means fulfillment means getting excited for life when you wake up in the morning and go, yes, I'm happy, I'm content, I'm ready to keep pushing myself, but also be very present. So I want you to just grab your pen and paper. And when we go through this exercise, it's about taking a deep breath, and whatever number arises, That is your most authentic score. Okay, so I'm going to just show you the areas, and we've got to be honest with ourselves, because the only person who's going to benefit from this is you. You are unique, you are individual. So these are the 12 areas. Now I want you to write the first one down for me. So love relationships. Capture what that area means to you. What does love relationships mean? That may be family members, it may be romantic partnerships. If you've got children, it could be anything like that. Just take a nice deep breath and decide what number arises for you. And I want you to capture that number. And then around that number, say what it is that represents. So 1 means you're not satisfied with how your relationships look. 10 is that you are fully satisfied. Now, it's really important that as we go through life, it's a scale and it goes up and down, and there is no right or wrong answer. Okay, and then I want you to go on to friendships. What does friendship mean to you? And you might want to capture a definition, because what this does is the more information we can capture, when we start reflecting, we can then go, wow, as if that's what I meant by friendships and a number 1 or all the way through to a number 10. And I just want you to take some time to work through these 12 points. Adventures. What does adventure mean to you? What does it look like, feel like? Put yourself into those environments. An environment. What is it meant by the word environment to you? Is that where you live? Is that the environment that you're growing up in? Do you live in a city, but you'd rather live in the countryside? Health and fitness. Now, health and fitness is very broad. You may want to break that down into 2, into mental and physical, just to give yourself a little bit more clarity. That's absolutely fine. Intellectual life. Are you happy with the amount of learning? Are you learning every day? You've got a vision or a goal that you're trying to work towards. And skills kind of blends into that. You know, what skills would you like to learn? What have you already got? Are they helping you? Are they serving you powerfully? Spiritual life. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have a particular religion. Spiritual life might just be how you're caring for yourself. What practices or rituals do you do to make sure that you're feeling calm and tranquil and at peace with where you're at? Again, use that breath, because sometimes I underestimate how this process makes us feel. So make sure you're breathing through it and allowing that authentic voice to come through. Career. Now, some people may be listening who aren't currently working or have retired. And I just say and invite you to put that into an area that you relate to. So if you're retired, what's your purpose? What are you doing to make yourself feel fulfilled? Or are you in a job that you're not satisfied with or happy with? Or you're very satisfied and you just want to keep pushing yourself even more? Creative life. Maybe if you've gone through that list, what thoughts and feelings are coming up for you? Have there been any surprises that have caught you off guard a little bit? And that's perfectly fine. Family life. What does family mean to you? What does that look like? Thank you for sharing that. You know, if the balance is off for you, capture that feeling. What's going through your mind? Are there certain things that are shouting out saying, whoa, okay, you really need to sort this out. You know, we'll cover that in a minute. What can we do to bring that balance back? And then community life, you know, I'm a big one. I think community, we can do things on our own, and it's really important to take accountability of ourselves, but it's also remembering we're surrounded by incredible supportive groups of people. And we call it, you know, I'm going through a process personally at the moment about cutting the cord. What areas of my life aren't serving me? Who's in my life that isn't serving me? What behaviors and habits am I hooked on? Okay, what do I need to let go of to start bringing those ones further up the scale, or those fives up that next step? I just want to give you a couple more minutes so that everyone goes through it. Yeah, please feel free to share how you're feeling and opening up, because this is all about self-awareness. It's a very powerful process that we very rarely give ourselves. And I know when I've done this and I check in each month, I just look at these 12 areas and go, right, okay, where am I at right now? Okay, love relationships need to change up. What do I need to let go of, or what do I need to develop to ensure my communication and my feelings are being heard? Okay, amazing. Can I just get a thumbs up just to see if people have gone through that process? Amazing. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I just want you to take a moment and look at what you've captured, the scales that you've put yourself, the satisfactory that you're feeling in each 12 areas. And I want you to think about, I love that. So adventures coming up, you know, lockdowns had a big impact on all of us. And I just want to say this before I move on. I think we've underestimated the impact it has had on us personally. And it's about taking those small steps and ensuring that we don't overwhelm ourselves, but actually saying, oh, it's okay to go and meet up with our friends and have fun. I was laughing the other day that I've kind of lost the meaning of fun and going out there and exploring. So it's like, right, what do I need to do? And you don't have to go extreme. You don't have to go on an adrenaline rush. And I'm probably connecting to myself here because of the words I'm using. But, you know, when we think of adventure, what does that mean to you? What kind of things highlight? What's your body going, oh, you haven't gone for a walk for a long time, or you haven't just gone for a swim in the sea or in a swimming pool, or gone to the gym. You know, some people find the gym adventurous because it pumps that energy through our body and brings a bit more excitement. And we've got creativity. Yeah, slowly get ready to put yourself out there. You know, isolation. I'm just sorry, I'm reading as I'm talking. You know, we're in this really bizarre world at the moment where we prepare ourselves to get creative, to step outside our comfort zone, and all of a sudden we get shut away again. And I think for me and the experiences I've had is, what can you do? What can you control? How can you bring creativity or adventure into your home or into the area that you live? Because then it's not being controlled by the outside influences that we have no control of. And I hope that makes sense. You know, what does creativity mean to you? And that comes back to really defining each area so that you can say, right, okay, creativity or adventure may be you're going to build a hut in the garden, or you're going to go on an extreme sports excursion, or actually I'm going to paint a picture, I'm going to sew, or do you know what, I'm going to create a flower bed, or I'm going to create a theme in my house so that it feels like I'm going on a journey and an adventure in my home, and create an experience when you have dinner. There's so many options that we can put forward. So thank you for sharing, and I hope this is relating to those that are a part of this. So what I want you to do now is, again, look at the things that you've captured. What's one area that you can choose and go, right, okay, this is the area that's really bugging me. This is the one that's highlighting me. This is triggering me, and I want to do something about it in a healthy way. And I want you to consider one thing that you can do and act on right now and say, right, as of today, I am going to tell the person that's, or people in my life, how grateful I am of them. Or it may be, if we go back to this, the list that we had, spirituality. Okay, I'm actually going to make a promise to myself to meditate 5 minutes each day, so I have time and quiet time for me. It can be any of those areas. It's one action, and it could be journaling. You know, if you're not quite sure who you are, you know, or what skills you want, start journaling. What do you want to achieve? Start creating that vision and seeing what things naturally arise. The more you talk, the more you write. It's very easy for meditation to slip. And this is when I say to a lot of my clients, like, oh, I didn't, it made me feel so good, so I stopped. Well, you were feeling good because it was a part of your routine. And that's where we start having to break those habits and behaviors. Or when we feel good, we let go of the things that make us feel good. And it's about discipline. Get yourself an accountability partner. You know, if you want to include more adventure or change things up in your career, ask someone that you trust, or a stranger. Reach out to professionals and say, or join a group and go, I just need someone to hold me accountable. This is what I want to do in my daily routine in this one area. Will you pick me up on that? Yeah, and that's where self-awareness starts coming on. And I just want to read out here, you know, as we do this exercise, you realize that there's imbalances. And work-life balance, we're so obsessed with separating the two words. Work is our life. It's a part of our life. And if it's not making you feel happy or excited, then what is it that needs to change? What is it that's in our life that actually isn't aligning with us anymore? Yeah, you know, what are your priorities? You know, imagine your what do you want to be able to say? What do you want people to remember you for? And when we start reflecting in that way, we can start going, oh, I don't want to be remembered for having a chaotic, stressful life. And it's important to have a bit of chaos and a bit of stress, because that's what empowers us to move forward. But if you're not excited to get out of bed each day, question what will get me feeling fulfilled and happy and excited to be with my family and enjoying my career and enjoying the community that I'm a part of. Yeah. And again, some people, it's not the job that they're struggling with, but what is it about home that they're not happy with? What's the imbalance there? And when we look at these 12 areas, they will constantly shift. And you're allowed to love your job. You're allowed to love your family. It's about bringing it back. It doesn't all have to be 10s out of 10s, because that idea of a 10 will change as you grow and take responsibility and accountability of who you are and how you want to come across as a person. So thank you for sharing those comments. That's really powerful. So as we've got a quote here by Dan Poiter. Each step you take reveals a new horizon. You have taken the first step. Now I challenge you to take another. So I want you to you've created an area, you've got your focus area, you've considered one action that you're going to take on now. And I want you to check in with yourself each day. What new action can I set to make myself feel more balanced, more calm, more at peace with who I am? You can't control anyone else, and it's really important to remember that. What can I do to keep balance in my life and the areas that I have that make up that whole self and whole life? Any questions or any comments? I welcome them. But I'd like to say a big thank you. And I hope that you are able to take something away from today. I think, again, this is an exercise that you can do. I recommend doing it each month. Check in with yourself, see how you're feeling, and just remember that you can only control what's going on in your life. You can't control anyone else. So make sure you take small steps and know that you're not alone and everything is going to be perfect. So have a great day, guys, and enjoy yourself.